Hi, welcome back. Here we are again with the Oddball machine. I'm waiting for the reefer caps to arrive. I'll replace those and hopefully test the power supply. Everything looks okay, it needs a bit of a clean, but it looks in good order as far as I can tell. Those reefer caps were terrible, but everything else seems okay. In the meantime, I'm going to try and power this up separately with a separate low current 12 volt supply. It's only 300 milliamps. So I'm not quite sure whether that will have the guts. It might get bang, who knows. I've got a history, it seems. I have a composite video signal going in there. I have no idea about the scan rate or anything like that, so it's a bit of a test. Gingerly stand back. Well, not much there so far. Is there a raster? No, nothing at all. Is there any? There's no light. There's no heater on the display at all that I can see. Hang on, let me just turn that light off again. Yeah, I can't see any heater on there. I can smell. Oh, I can smell burning. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we got smoke. Yeah, we got smoke. Oh dear. Oh, God, that stinks. Yeah, it's electrolytic gone. Yeah, I mean it was going to be an electrolytic, wasn't it? Okay. How can I show you? Oh, that absolutely honks. Let me get the door open. Oh. Right, hang on. So, whether you can see that cap right in the. There's a choke there, and just next to the choke, there's a cap. That was about to explode. So that's what was causing the problem. So I'm sure whether I can. I'm certainly not going to poke around down there because it'll still be energised. So that one there. Sorry, that one there. Yeah. Wow. Okay, a bit more smoke. Okay, so I think I need to replace that cap. It's a big cap. So I'm wondering whether. What do I do? Do I just replace all the caps? Okay, well when this is calmed down, I think I might replace the caps. Well, I'm certainly going to replace that one because that's gone. I might replace the other two next to it because they look pretty happy. There's actually two together there. One's a really weird shape. Anyway, when it's all calmed down and de-energized, I'll show you. I need to get these cables off again. I made a mistake, I think. When I reassembled it for testing, after I'd given it a clean, I decided to put it back in these runners, which is a bit of a pain. I shouldn't have done that. That's made it more difficult to access. So what I'm going to do is actually, I've got to take the flipping anode off again, which I hate doing. What I'm thinking of doing is pulling that. Oh, hang on. That's the video. In fact, I'll take the video signal off. I don't need that at the moment. So we pull this out, and I can show you. Hopefully, the idea is I'll be able to put it back without it being inside those runners there, to make it easier to move in and out. Anyway, right now that board is separate, so I'm going to lose the tube over here somewhere. At some point I've got to clean that because it is still absolutely minging. And let's have a look. So this is the lovely little cap that started to undress itself. It's not a well bunny. So this was smoking nicely. Unfortunately, I didn't get that on camera, which is a real shame. But the yeah, I think you'll see how bad it is. So that is C427. What I wanted to do actually, whilst I remember, is look in my tin of stationery bits and pieces and find a marker, so I make sure I desolder the right one. Done that before. Okay, so it's that one there. Yeah, it is right. No, that doesn't work at all. It just looks like the horrible crud that's elsewhere on the board. Okay, that's really not very good. What else? Where's that one, I suppose? Where was it? That's better. That's a bit more visible. I need my little solder tip. Thingy, what's it? That bad boy there. I tend to use that because it doesn't make the solder tip go cold. It comes with a sponge. The sponge can go in there, which is fine. But then you've got to get the sponge wet, and then you put it in the sponge, and the tip goes a bit cold, and it's a pain in the ass. So yeah, sometimes it's a bit not quite as clean as it could be, but I find with the wire wool it works quite well. So let's get that tinned up nice. So they've been quite neatly trimmed. There's a little blob of solder on it. Before I do that, there is a little blob of solder there. I wonder whether this has been reworked. Oh no. Yeah, that was stuck to it. That's weird. This is crap on my bench. No, I did clean that. Oh dear. You know what? Having done that, you get a lot of dust and crap coming off there still. I think when I soaked it in some lovely 12 volt DC, it's yeah, undressed a few of the caps maybe. This is a big old cap, this one. Let's get all that old solder off. Okay. Strange pads are like sort of teardrop shaped pads on this board. You can tell it's likely to be hand drawn, this board. I love stuff like that. Really nice. Almost like an art. And I'm not going to be an old fart and say, oh, it's not like it used to be, because there's a lot of things that are a lot better than they used to be. I mean, we don't have the same plague of bad caps. So that's a good thing. I mean, you can buy crap caps, but, you know. I haven't found a schematic for this, but that's one thing that's changed. In general, you can get hold of a lot of more information than you ever could back in the day, which is great. Well, that's sinking a lot of heat away. I don't want to turn the soldering iron up too much. Right, okay, so let's have a bit of a probe around in there. Yeah, it's wobbling. I can use a finger there just to lever it out a little bit, I think. I think it's actually a bit stuck to the cap next to it. It's like a, I don't know whether it's a glue or something. Okay, that's one of them out. Oh, almost there. There you go. So that's the offending article. Bloody hell, that really is bad. Goodness me. Is it corroded, or yeah, it's corroded inside, and that's what was smoking. It's completely empty. It's all evaporated away. So this is a 3.3 microfarad 35 volt. That seems an inordinately large cap for such a relatively small value. Oh well. Let me write this down before. Oh, where's my pen? What is going on? What is it with me and pens? I don't get it. Oh, I found my nice pen. Oh yeah, orange pen. That's nice. Very fine nib. Right then. So that was, what was it? C427. C427 is a, what did I say it was? 3.3. 3.3 microfarad 35 volt cap. Electrolytic. Now, I don't know, because this is all burned away. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming this is an electrolytic cap, but I don't know what the polarity is, because this is burned off. The case is melted. So that could be, is it marked on the board? What would you say that was in there? Oops, let me get that right. I'm assuming it's an electrolytic capacitor. I'm pretty sure it was. It looks like an electrolytic, large one. Yeah, it must be. But interestingly, there's no polarity on the board. But that might be normal, I don't know. I noticed actually that all of these electrolytics have that particular... Oops, careful, which? If we take another one, let me move this out of the way. I'm going to end up burning myself or something worse. Right, okay, so... Where is it? So let's take this cap here, right? It's electrolytic. That's a bad boy. It is a 1000 microfarad 25 volt. So that's there like that, and that has that symbol in it. There was a plus on there. Is it marked? I just couldn't see it. Maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. No. That's very odd. Let's take another one. There's an electrolytic next to that one, which has the same symbol, and it has a plus. There's no plus or minus or anything on the other side. Let's take this cap here. That one has a plus and that weird symbol. How weird. Well, I can't see anywhere there that will indicate the polarity. C427. There's nothing there. So when you compare it with other ones, so that one there, C103, you've got the weird symbol and you've got the plus. Bugger, that is tricky. So what the heck is the polarity of that? This is so bad. I mean, that must be an electrolytic. It can't be anything else. But that looks so bad. I'm assuming... yeah, that's horrible. I'm assuming... So this was... Well, I don't know which way around. I'm gonna have to look back on the images and see if I can see a polarity of that. Anyway, so question is, do I have a 3.3? I'm assuming that must be electrolytic. All right. So do I have a 3.3 microfarad capacitor? Right, let me move this out of the way a minute. Oops. I'm curious to see what's happened to that damn thing. This may be a really bad idea. It's so amazingly light. It is lighter than air. It's so weird. Let's take this off. Wow, that's bad. I don't know whether it's leaked. I guess it's leaked from the bottom, is it? I assume what's happened is it's leaked for a long time, and the electrolyte has gradually leaked out over time and just corroded it away. It must be that. I'm not sure. I'm tempted to open it up, but it's just going to make a horrible mess. It's horrible. That's one of the worst caps I've ever seen. Disgusting. Okay, let me see if I can find a replacement. Analysing the board, I can't find any reference to a polarity, which is a bit worrying. Looking at the pictures from previous videos and trying to analyse it, I think these white marks that you see there were similar to there, are pointing that way, which means that that will be negative and that will be positive. I can't find any let me move this out of the way. I can't find any reference, any markings for positive the other way, which is kind of a worry, either that side or that side. But let's assume it's a, if we assume it's electrolytic, it's got a polarity, then when it was originally sat there, so if we look at the format of these other ones, these other TPO ones, so the negative there is that side with stuff, and then opposite the other side, it shows you the temperature and all the rest of it. So I don't know. So let's take this one as an example. So it's just showing you temperature there. The actual rating is there. It's very strange. I don't quite understand what's going on. So this is a 3.3 microfarad cap, 35 volts. It seems very large for such a modest cap. So the question is, what do I do? I've found other 3.3 microfarad 35 volt capacitors on the web. I can buy those cheap. They are half the size of this. So is it just a generational thing? Yeah, let me know what you think, because I'd like to. I need to replace that for me to power it up again. So if you can leave, basically I need some advice. What do I do? Do I just go and buy an electrolytic cap? I've looked in stores and I don't have anything near that. It's quite a low value. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do. I wish the images I had were a bit clearer, but there definitely is on this side one of these white marks, which seems to indicate one of these white marks there, which seem to indicate that the negative was this side, but it's all a little bit speculative, I've got to be honest. What is that thing? It looks like an inductor of some kind. Anyway, the rest of these caps do look like they have that white band which is for negative. So I don't know, I'm a little bit stuck. Anyway, so let me know what you think, and if we can come up with a consensus, then I'll go and order a cap and we'll stick it in and fire it up again and see if we can get any more smoke coming out of other areas. Cheers.